All right, welcome back to another episode of Last Caretaker with me, your host, Chief Sarcan, and I'm going to give you a quick, um, the hell am I, Black Veil Station setup. So what I have here is I have a dock set up to where I have two buffer tanks of each type of production that goes here, and then the key takeaway of this is I have separate lines for everything that needs to come down. Now currently I'm full of petrol. So I'm currently not pumping any petrol. And I have a setup here to where I can connect on this end or I can connect on this end depending on what I'm trying to do. And then that way these overflow tanks basically get me started before I go upstairs and have to do anything. Now the way it's set up is it'll automatically turn on. So if I was actually out of petrol, all three of those would be pumping. Right now I'm only pumping oil and diesel because that's the only thing I'm currently short on. But once these tanks fill up, then one of those will stop. And as we know with the distillation tower, if you unplug, like right now, if I unplug the petrol, it would keep going. So right now it's still getting things down here because I have the petrol unplugged upstairs. If I had it connected, it would stop. It would still produce oil, but it would not produce diesel because you have to be able to have room for both. So it's set up basically to do everything automatically. So now I'm completely full on diesel on the ship, so I'm not getting anything on this line, but it's still filling the overflow tank. And same thing with oil and petrol. I'm full on the ship, so I no longer need these connections. Here I have my carbon fiber setup. So if I wanted some carbon fiber, I could turn this on, and these are the expansion tanks for the carbon dioxide to fill into here, and it would produce some carbon fiber. Because I figured this was the best place to do it, because it can be producing the fuel needed and the power needed over here to get everything going without any extra. So if I wanted some, it's here and it's set up. Currently, I don't need it. But anyway, while this is going, I'll go ahead and head up to the top and show you the setup there, just to show you how it's all working together. Now here on this level, I just have a row of power. Not much. You don't need a lot of power at this location. So I got 4 windmills here, 2 solar panels here that lead up, and then I have a bunch up on the roof. The easiest way to get up there is this way, as we come up and across. And this has not been updated for 5.0 either, but this is how I was originally set up, and I have all this power up on the roof. All dropping down here. I should update this with sockets so I can just drop it straight through the roof. Instead of here, I could just have the line come straight through the roof, but I haven't. I have 2 buffer batteries here and 3 over here. Obviously, I have not updated this to the new build stuff, but anyway, that's what we got going here. That just keeps the lights on, right? Then all the power feeds down into here, this room. Drop down here. And you can see the distillation tower is going. As I told you, I had the petrol. If I had the petrol connected, they would turn off because we don't need petrol downstairs. But since if we do, we can just unplug it. And because I have 3 separate lines, I never have to guess what's causing things to stop. And because I have oil going here, and oil going here, regardless of the need, oil will flow. If the diesel fuel tank fills up, then obviously oil will stop flowing here automatically. And then I would normally hook up both because the next time I come here, I probably need both. So everything would be connected. And what I do is I just follow the lines here and go, oh, I still have oil and petrol filling up tanks. If I was still connected to the ship, I could just sit right here and I would know whether I was full with one or the other in a very simple setup. And then power is being provided both from the power there and from inside there, keeping everything going. And that's how I have Black Veil set up to be very simple, very easy to tell what's going on, and whether I still need to do stuff. Because as we know, as soon as I sail away from here, even though the overflow tanks for diesel and oil are not full, they'll stop filling until if I get so far away. So this is the way I monitor it, is I just sit right here and go in and connect or disconnect whatever I need to keep the process flowing. That's it. Very simple, straightforward, easy to understand. Not a lot of tanks, don't need to, because I don't feel like sitting here and waiting for them to fill up more than I need. And if you've seen my ship tour video, you know that I only have 10 diesel, 2 petrol, and 8 oil on board to keep things nice and simple, because the addition of the whale means I don't need to carry a ton on my ship. I can keep it nice and clean. But anyway, that is the tour of Black Veil. I hope it gave you some inspiration, some help, some ideas of your own, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks. If you have any questions, comments, leave them, and I'll get back to you in the next show. Take care. Thanks.